lightest weight to get us up and running. And 6 from Europe in this. So Valieva picking at him, and that is 2-1 against. And misses out in the opening round. So next up for Armenia, Greta Verdanyan, and she's aiming for 85. She was 9th in the World Championships in Mexico City and 5th in the Paralympic Games in Rio, and she has been the flag bearer at the opening ceremony of the last 2 Paralympic Games for Armenia. Silver in the World Cup in Eger a year ago in Northern Hungary. She's actually competed at 3 Paralympic Games. She's been on the scene for a good few years. 5th and 7th, and then started off her career without registering a mark. .85 for Verdanyan, and that is good. And she's got the competition up and on a roll. Good lift. So Teresina Santos, one of 2 non-European competitors in this women's 61 kg. And she's aiming for 85 in this opening round as well. But Verdanyan would take it on her in the head-to-head. Silver in the Rio World Cup 2 years ago, and silver then in Eger last year. She ended up being 5th in the Paralympic Games in Rio Centro. That World Cup event a few months beforehand, 6 months beforehand, actually wasn't at Rio Centro because the venue wasn't available at the time. It was at the Karaoke Arena instead, which ended up being the basketball stadium for the Olympic Games, and wheelchair rugby, if I remember, for the Paralympics. So 85. She was running out of time. There was only 18 seconds left in the clock, and it's 2-1 against. She didn't have a lot of time left on the clock. It's very rare that we see lifter run out of time. There was a slight worry that would happen if it was going to take a few more seconds to get the lift up. You might remember in the Commonwealth Games in the weightlifting, somebody got their timings totally wrong and ended up having to run from backstage with only a few seconds to go, try and do the lift, which they weren't able to. So Najat El Garra from Morocco, 95 her target for the former discus Paralympic champion, twice a world champion in it as well, from Rabat, 6th in the World Championships in Mexico City after switching sport. So 95 to hit the front after Santos missed out. Yeah, 2-1 in her favour. That was good work. That was quite tricky in the end, actually. But she didn't fall into any traps. And that's her in front. And from now on, it's going to be lifts over the 100, ton up. Next up for Ukraine then, Tatiana Shirokalova, 106, her target. Now, Gosia Halis Korolevska of Poland and Yasmin Ceylan of Turkey were due to go before her with weights less than this, but now they're going to go after. So they're aiming high. Former European champion, going back to 2007. It was the last European Championships for many a year. Revived 6 years later in election. Didn't register a mark last time out at the last Europeans in Eger. But World Championship bronze in Mexico City from Zaporizhzhia. She's back in form. She was due to be the second heaviest weight in the opening round, but instead the fourth heaviest now, 106. To do something manageable. And she got the bar up and wavered after that, but she'd done everything right prior to that, and that was enough. So Shirokalova hits the front, 106 kilos. The four heaviest weights are all coming from European lifters here. And Ukraine have two in this competition. They could get two in the podium. They've got off to a very good start with it through Tatiana Shirokalova. So now for Poland, Małgorzata Alice Korolewska. $107. She was looking for 100 originally. $107. And that's good. That is good for the silver medalist of the last Europeans in Hungary in 2015. No mark at the Worlds in Mexico City and fourth in the Paralympic Games. All those results make her a prime candidate here. Just went in marginally too high at the Worlds, but she's got that one spot on, and she's our new leader for Poland. Gosia Halis Korolewska. And probably memories of Mexico City, making sure that she would pull that off. Yasemin Ceylan of Turkey going now at 108. That was a good lifter, 107 by Halis Korolevska. She'd missed out twice at 105 and again at 107. Yasemin Ceylan at 108. Her original target was 105. Fourth in London in 2012 and at the 2010 World Championships in Kuala Lumpur. Fifth in Dubai. She too failed to register a mark in Mexico City at the Worlds, and she hasn't here. 2-1 against. So now to round off the opening round, aiming for 110, former world champion from Dubai in 2014, silver and bronze in the last two European Championships, and she won gold in the Fuzzer World Cup in Dubai back in February. From Enogoda in Ukraine, Raisa Toprakova. Fifth in Mexico City at the World Championships, and no mark in Rio at the Paralympic Games. She's never medalled at a Paralympics, but a gold and a bronze at Worlds, a silver and a bronze at Euros. So a coach who gave her great advice after she was somewhat unhappy with her Paralympic performance after not registering a mark. Kept her going. So for 110 for the lead. And that is it. That is the lead. Now we've got some competition. Well, there were 4 lifters aiming to clear 100 and divided only by 4 kg, and 3 of them have lifted. So Toprakova out in front with 110. Halis Korolevska for Poland in second with 107. And Shirla Kolava of Ukraine third, 106. There are top 3 in both the Open and the European Championship. So into round 2, and Valieva Bikaganim of Azerbaijan missed at 57 in the opening round. So here she is back again. So gunning for 57 again. Well, has she pulled it off better this time? No, again, all three against, unfortunately, as was the case in the opening round. She might just be wondering where it's going wrong. So she's had two stabs at 57 and missed them both. And back into the warm-up area it will be for her. Teresina Santos missed out last time as well with 85, and she's returning to that mark now. Busy year of competition for her. The America's Championships are on in Bogota in Colombia in December, and we've got the Pan Ams on in Lima next year. That'll be around September. We also do have a South American Para Games as well, which doesn't correspond with the Pan Ams. So Teresina Santos aiming for 85 again. She's done very well in World Cups early on in the year. Silver in Rio, as we were saying, 2 years ago, and silver in Eger just about a year ago, 54, 55 weeks. That event corresponded with Champions League semi-final week last year, and obviously this year's one corresponds with the final this year. Sun in 3 hours' time. We should be wrapped up here by then. So Santos at 85. Santos with what looks an improvement, but will it get her through? It will. 2-1 in her favour. And again, she does take quite a bit of time when on the bench. She had about 20 seconds left there. It was down to 18 last time. But that puts her into a prime spot, but anybody, even in the open event, wanting to get into the top three now simply has to lift over 100. Greta Verdanyen's enjoying the young support in Berck-Sur-Mer. 92 her target. So Verdanyen, 92, the target for her now. She's added 7 to the bar. It's her first ever European Championships. But she's competed in all the other majors. Only her and Harit Mkhitaryan are currently on the global circuit in powerlifting. That wavered a little bit, maybe. to and against. It didn't go up in a straight line. It looked to me to go back. And Yasmin Saylor now going for 108. So if she got this in the opening round, which she missed, then she would be second now. If she lifts this, she'll be second. But still with 3 to go in this round. That's that interesting record, that probably the worst place you can finish. 4th place at 1 Paralympics and 1 World Championships. I know the person who finishes 16th will always say they'd rather finish 4th, but you'd have a different opinion when you do finish there. So 108 to go into 2nd position behind Toprakova of Ukraine. So on 110. Plenty of time. Wonder if there was enough strength in that. She did halt a little bit along the way and has gone against it. 2 to 1. So 3 to go in this second round. Now this would have really started the jostling at the top between the top 4. She'd have got into the top 4 and she got that. Progress just halted there. Just a bit. If I remember, it took Tatiana Shirokalova a while to come out. And here she is again. And already her time's being eaten into. Aiming for 111. No juniors in this, incidentally. Youngest is Valieva Bikakanem, who we'll see in a few moments to get the final round underway. 111. Then the target for the Ukrainian is currently lying in 3rd position. This to put her into the lead for the time being. The former European champion. For all the ones. Steady does it. Oh, 2 against. So hard lines. Nothing doing yet for the former European champion. That European title came in Kavala in Greece. So now, Alas Korolewska of Poland again. $111 again would put her in front. Currently in the silver medal position. Again, it was patient. And it was good. 2 to 1. And she's into the lead. Well, that put some nice pressure on to Toprakova. There's the effort. Great job. So she leads, and just one more lift to go in this middle round of the three. Raisa Toprakova. The clock's already running. She's lost 30 seconds. 110. Had her leading at the end of the opening round. 115 would put her back in front again. $115 for Toprakova. That's not far off the European record, only 2 kilos. Well, we'll see, but it'll go to the flags. Oh, she's got it. 2-1. 2-1. Because that seemed to swing back a bit on the uplift for me, watching from the side. Bit of a curve in the motion up. But it was okay from 2 angles. Good lift. European record 117 for Tamara Podpolnaya of Russia in Dubai at the FASA World Cup in 2013. Well, that might have just obliterated the rest of the competition. Anybody who wants to overtake will have to get very close to the world record. Valieva Bekakanim of Azerbaijan. Third and final attempt at 60 kg. Having a couple of misses already at 57. It was a very credible 5th place in Egger last year. And this would put her 6th in the European Championships. Extra 3 kilos on the bar. Nah, afraid not. Pity. So Teresina Santos got 85 after 2 attempts, going now for 87. So Teresina Santos coming in at 87. And in terms of the open event at the moment, she is lying in 5th place, and she would stay there with this. So for 87. A very impressive 5th place finish in Rio at the Paralympic Games. She's done very well at World Cups. Can she round off here with a bit of success at 87? Well, I'm afraid not. 2 and against. So Santos tonight, just the one successful lift, the middle one at 85. Going to be lots of jostling for the various medals here. The top 4 are all from Europe. There doesn't appear to be an attempt to try and topple Toprakova, but she will try and get a new European record. More about that in a moment, because here comes Greta Vardanyan of Armenia. And 95 is her target here. Now this would move her up the rankings a bit. Would put her 5th and 4th in Europe. We can only presume that adding further weight on, which would put her in with a medal shout, would be just too extreme. There'd be another 12, 13 kilos onto this 95 for Vardanyan's target. And this is already with 10 on the bar from the previous lift, and all 3 against. Couldn't control it. Well, she cleared 85. She missed 92, 2-1, and missed 95. So Najat Elgara to round off her competition, and she's aiming for the 100. So this to break the 100, and we'll put her 4th overall, but being from Morocco, not in European consideration. So 100 for Najat El Garar. That was a lot of trouble. She got it raised. So she beat the weight, but 2-1 against. It was a halting rise. So it's unlikely that it was going to be given her way, but at the same time, did get it raised. So that's achieved. Now it heats up. So, Topakova leads with 115. Halis Korolevska second with 111. Shirokalava third with 106. And Yasmin Ceylan of Turkey is trying to get into the bronze medal position with a lift of 108. Well, this happened in the World Championship. She was unable to register a mark. That was lifts of 103, this for 108. 103 would have her in fourth. 108 would have her in the bronze medal position with 3 to go. Well, she's found the previous lifts testing, and that as well. No lift. 2-1 again. So, for the second major championship in a row, does not register a mark. And each of the 3 lifts have been on a 2-1 margin against her. So 3 to go. Topakova leading, 115. Halis Korolevska in second, 111. And Shirokalava third, 106. Well, Halis Korolevska is currently in the silver medal position, and if she gets this, it's not going to lift her above Topakova, only going for an extra kilo. Silver and Egger, it is a medal for her now. Yasmin Ceylan missing out. Verdanyan finished 4th in the end in the European competition. So 2 still to lift. Halis Korolevska still in second, and would be whether she gets this or not. And she has got it. And she has. Well, that puts a nice bit of pressure on Shirokalava, who's going for something quite dramatic in a few moments, but that was a nice lift at 112. Successful with everything. 107, 111, 112. And the only lifter to get every single one Topakova still can. A final lift to follow. So, Ukraine will have 2 medals and Poland 1, but in what order? It is silver at best for Alice Korolewska. Currently in the bronze medal position, Tatiana Shirokalava with 106. This is an attempt to go into the gold medal position. Well, this will be an attempt and a half if she can get this. Gold in Greece in 07 in the Euros 11 years ago. Currently in the bronze medal position. This is an attempt at gold. Struggled. Now she got it raised. Will they give it to her? Oh, they will! Oh, they will! So to the gold medal position, leaps up from third to first. It will be a Ukraine 1-2. And bronze for Alice Korolewska. What a lift. 2-1 in her favour. And she just did enough in raising it. Poland appear to want to have a word with the jury. We'll tell you what happens in that situation. You can see Alice Korolewska darting around. So Shirokalava is into the lead with 115, level with Toprakova in terms of weight. On the head-to-head body weight, she's now ahead of her compatriot. Toprakova's got 70 seconds to go, just about. Look at her go. 118, targeting a new European record and the European gold. Toprakova, who was world champion in 2014 in Dubai, European bronze and silver previously in 2015 and 2013. "45 seconds. This for the gold and a new European record at 118, and that's too much of a struggle, and she had led throughout, and it's no lift for Toprakova. It's a Ukraine 1-2, and she finishes in second. And Shirokalava takes it with a lift of 115. So Shirokalava 115, Toprakova 115. Ukraine 1-2, and Shirokalova taking it on the head-to-head in body weight. Alice Korolewska in the bronze medal position with 112. El Garau fourth in the Open, 98. Verdanyan fifth in the Open on 85, and fourth in Europe. Terrific competition. Attempt at a European record it was.
Thank you very much for your attention, and remain seated for a victory ceremony, which will follow shortly.
And the victory ceremony on the way. Ukraine, gold and silver, and bronze for Poland.
Alors, si vous êtes de la région, vous avez été actif, vous avez accompagné tout le long de cette journée de cette année, nous dit pardon, merci d'avoir été avec nous et d'être venus encourager les athlètes sur le moment pour en parler autour de nous, faire venir vos voisins, la famille, les plus jeunes, les moins jeunes, et on se retrouve dans les dimanches pour revenir encore plus longtemps pour figurer le rang des Français en compétition. Une seconde médaille, on souhaite évidemment pour encourager l'ensemble des nations présentes dans cette compétition de championnat d'Europe open au-delà du continent européen. World Powerlifting Berck-Sur-Mer 2018 dans un instant. On va faire la dernière cérémonie pour le programme de la journée. Et comme ça, je vous rappelle, la dernière partie, c'est Jérôme pour la première présentation de la compétition de dimanche. On compte sur vous, les athlètes, compte sur vous. On va se faire consulter les derniers résultats des femmes 72 donc le classement.
Quite a women's 61 kilo event in the end.
Médaille de bronze représentant la Pologne.
Malgorzata, Gosia, Halas Korlewska of Poland. 3 successful lifts, 107, 111, 112, and yet it is bronze. Lifted 112. She was well clear of Shirokalava until that dramatic late lift that really changed the entire look of the competition. It was only an extra kilogram in the final round for the pole. I don't know if that was a miscalculation on somebody's part in the Polish team, but it is bronze for her. And the top two, both from Ukraine, both lifting 115. Raisa Topakova had led throughout, lifted 110 in the opening round, 115 in round 2 to open up a very strong advantage. Halas Korlewska leapt into the silver medal position. Topakova, who won the world title in Dubai 4 years ago.
Médaille d'or et nouvelle championne d'Europe
11 years after her previous European title, Tatiana Shirokalava's on the top step of the podium again. 38 now. And what a competition. She had the 4th heaviest attempt in the opening round. Now got that, was in the bronze medal position throughout, and then her final attempt shot her up to gold with a dramatic 115. Would have taken a European record to beat her. It didn't happen for Topakova. So it's Ukraine 1-2, and the European champion is Tatiana Shirokalava. So Ukraine 1-2. They've had a terrific championships, and it just continues for them. Hadlines and Topakova leading for a long time, but ultimately a silver medal for her. So that's 6 European titles, 2 senior, 4 junior for Ukraine so far this week. 10 medals in total. Most successful nation in Berck-Sur-Mer so far. And that's it then for day 2. We're back with 5 gold medals to be decided tomorrow from 10 a.m. Central European time. Men's 65 kg, followed by the women's 67, and then in the afternoon, the men's 72, the women's 73 and 79. So back at 10 a.m., that's 9 in the UK, Ireland and Portugal. And until tomorrow morning and day 3, it is farewell from Berck-Sur-Mer.